Hey everyone. So today's video is going to have a bit of a dual purpose. Aside from tackling a major injustice, you'll notice I'm playing a VR game called Robo Recall, and I do suggest you pay attention because the singularity is coming and you need to learn how to fight back against the robot overlords. Now, before we get into today's topic, I did search the term snowflake on Urban Dictionary, and I would like to share with you the top definition from Dan828. Snowflake, a term for someone that thinks they are unique and special, but really are not. It gained popularity after the movie Fight Club from the quote, "You are not special, you're not a beautiful and unique snowflake, you're the same decaying organic matter as everything else," began being used extensively as a put-down for someone, usually on the political left, who is easily offended or felt they needed a safe space away from the harsh realities of the world, but now has morphed into a general put-down for anyone that complains about any subject. The example sentence is, "Comedians have a hard time performing on college campuses anymore because of all the little snowflakes running around that get offended by just about anything they say." I gotta say, I'm a bit offended here. I would run off to my safe space room right now and then come back and complain about this definition, but I don't want to prove Dan right. So instead, I decided to submit a definition of my own. Snowflake. Snowflakes are individuals who are courageous in their level of compassion for the planet and all its inhabitants. They are most definitely not pussies, and they can certainly take a joke and or be understanding about an opinion that does not align with their viewpoints. Now, my example sentence was, "An alt-right fascist was mansplaining to a snowflake that there are only two genders. The snowflake was totally cool with it, and it was a very productive, reasonable conversation." I do have an update, though, while I was editing this video. My snowflake definition was not published after being viewed by a few quote-unquote volunteer editors. So I called bigotry? Well, now that we've addressed that, today I want to talk to you about food.
But the free food thing, I think, is the more powerful thing that I should focus on. So why free food? Well, I personally believe that food should just be available for everyone to eat. And if you don't have a job, you should still be able to get food. That's just my theory on that. So much food is going to waste. Stores just throw away food because they can't sell it. And there's people who are hungry. So we have the technology to feed the world. So I think we should start doing that. And that's basically what, just me giving out my cheese and carrots and nuts.
That's right, folks. Food is a human right, like healthcare and education, that should be free for everybody. My friend, Making It Big NYC, made a very confident, concise, and clear point here. And I was honored to be the first person to comment on his video. My man, I completely agree. Just the other day, I was in McDonald's, chomping down on some chicken nuggets and fries, and I had this epiphany. I thought, even though I didn't put in any effort to hunt down or raise this chicken, cut its head off, fillet its body, bread and cook the meat, then go out and grow potatoes and slice those bad boys up and cook them, why do I have to pay for this? Also, I have included a link for a reasonably priced condenser microphone. I do want to address the fact that I was eating chicken nuggets, even though I personally believe meat is murder. Well, there's a couple problems here. Firstly, meat is delicious, and I don't have very much self-control. But I justify that because apparently some meat eaters claim that for every animal I don't eat, they are going to eat 3. So, really, by eating meat, I'm actually reducing animal cruelty. Also, a cow did moo at me once pretty aggressively, and I got mighty triggered. Now, if you don't think the opinion of some YouTuber is valid enough to justify a point, which I think is crazy because I've already proposed some very solid solutions in my videos to the problems we face today, I do have some more evidence to prove this point. An article by Elena Kettler discussing a TED Talk, and we all know that TED Talks 100% of the time have highly respected and intelligent speakers, discusses how Andrew Barker, founder of Growtester, stated this: in order to survive on this planet, human beings need 3 basic things: air, food, and water. If someone were to start charging us for the air we breathe, we would think that they were absolutely crazy. But paying for food daily, and we don't even think twice. Why is it that we have to pay for what is produced naturally by our Mother Earth? Why is it that human beings are the only species who have to pay to eat and pay for shelter? Have you ever asked yourself those fundamental questions? Right. Animals don't have to pay for the rock they find shelter under or the prey that they have to hunt down and rip to shreds. Why should I have to pay for my house or the food someone else prepared for me? We live in a day and age where we have built-in infrastructure that can support everybody. Historically, people had to provide for themselves, their family, and contribute to society. But that doesn't have to be the case. The people that work their ass off to provide housing, food, water, and electricity should be completely willing to provide that to people that don't want to get off the couch for free. I'm going to play you one last clip that, for the record, was incredibly moving and did make me weep. Then we can delve into some of the potential issues and solutions to allowing everyone to just grab whatever they want at the supermarket and order as many Whoppers as they please.
Food, water, and shelter are not luxuries. Food, water, and shelter are necessities. Necessities should be free for all. Food, water, and shelter should be free for all. For necessities, people shouldn't have to plead. Compassion for all should be our creed. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Let's come together and be one. Let's work together for the common good. Make a world where everyone's basic needs are met. We're all family, let us not forget. Let's make a moneyless society. Without money, everybody would be rich. Nobody should have to be hungry. Nobody should have to sleep in a ditch.
Okay, whoa. Stop right there. Don't you bring SpongeBob into this. A professor from the University of Washington has already pointed out that SpongeBob SquarePants is violent and racist. A professor from the University of Washington has written an article claiming the cartoon SpongeBob SquarePants shows racism and violence. In the article, Unsettling SpongeBob and the Legacies of Violence on Bikini Bottom, Professor Holly Barker says the residents of Bikini Bottom, which is the town where SpongeBob lives, colonized the area by taking the land from native Bikinian people. Okay, we're getting off topic here. What are the potential issues with free food? Some might say that people will overindulge and take more than they need, and it can contribute to obesity. Well, for the people that say that, you need to understand that not only is obesity beautiful, but it's actually the evolutionary arc of humans. I don't care what medical science says, or the fact that you don't see any obese 80-year-olds because their hearts don't last that long. But let's address that issue for the unenlightened amongst us that think obesity is a problem. S2JW is here to propose a solution. Not to be redundant, but if you're wondering what that stands for, it stands for Super Social Justice Warrior. If you claim that it stands for Self-Righteous Social Justice Warrior, you are ignorant. So here's what we do. We give everyone free food. How we pay the food industry to do that isn't really my problem. Just don't, take it out of my taxes. But to make sure people don't abuse the system, even though I think obese people are amazing and not at all gluttonous, we pass a law to stop producing plus-sized clothes. That way, people will be forced to eat only what they need, so there is enough for everybody. Now, we could also leave it to the discretion of the food industry. Say a big old fatty drives up to the McDonald's and wants 4 Big Macs, the McDonald's employee, who totally is paid enough to deal with this, can question the consumer and say something like, "Hey, do you really need 4 Big Macs, Chubby?" Anyways, that's it for today's video, everyone. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I produce new videos, which I plan to do quite frequently because I hate my day job. I have created a Twitter account, and I will put that in the description. I tweet stuff that just isn't worth a full video. Just remember, us SJWs can change the world. We can create a utopia that doesn't require personal effort and accountability, because having a great life should be a right. Have a great day. Oh, one last thing. If I were to justify my stance on fighting obesity, it would be that when the robots do try to take over, we need a fit and agile resistance to fight back. Plus, meanwhile, it would definitely help to have thinner people to reduce the farting that's contributing to global warming. Okay, seriously, have a great day, everybody.